When we have an income, when we have a flow of money, we can't just spend it. We have to invest it. We have to create something that will cause the money to continue to flow, which is why it's called currency. So we at Perfecting Church understood that there are some basic needs. We have to create a sense of understanding of ministry, okay? And our philosophy is that ministry means people. So we began the Amelia Agnes Transitional Home for Women,
Right, right.
which is now over 17 years and has served, hundreds of women.
And let's talk about that because a lot of individuals will say that that churches are not relevant anymore. There's been almost an attack on
It
the
is.
church.
And that is what bothers me is because people want to tell the church their mission instead of the mission telling the world,
Right.
instead of the church telling the world their mission. And we know how to handle the poor. We know how to handle those that are on the bottom rung of life, and we know how to lift them up. The government doesn't understand that. Okay?
Right.
The church understands that because that's where we come from. That's what we do. And so what I noticed is that the highest population of homelessness were women with children. To attack that, we started the Amelia Agnes Transitional Home for Women. Amelia is my mother's middle name. She had 10 children. Agnes was the middle name of Maddie Agnes Bowman. She had 12. She was our first church mother. And we put those two together and formed the Amelia Agnes Transitional Home. And that is to teach women how to manage their money, create a financial plan, and how to parent.
And how many women are staying in this? And I know you can't disclose the location of this.
Well, it was a home that was built to house 5 women, and each of those women can have 3 children apiece. So 15 children and 5 women. They all have to eat together, dinner. It's a wonderful program. We get them jobs and we control their money. Not me, the people
Right.
at home. Ryan, what I'm telling you is that women have come to us in debt with no sense of how to get out. There was this particular lady, and they're all diverse. We've had white, black, Indian, Middle Eastern,
All going through
all
something.
going through the same thing.
Yeah.
And some of them had lived in the street, depending on men that were not their husbands, had children by them or not. And this one particular story I'll tell you, this lady got pulled over, and she used to fight because we said, you have your job, bring us your check. And we didn't take their check. We had a savings
Right.
account because most people don't have savings. They have checking, they have debit cards,
Right.
but they don't have a savings account. And she got pulled over by the police, and she had debt, tickets that weren't paid, something like $3,000-$4,000. The first thing she did, and I'll use this fictitious name, is she called Tyrone.
Right. Right.
That she just picked up the phone. I need so and so. By the time Miss Daffin got to her, said, "What you calling for?" I ain't got no money. She said, "Yes, you do." She said, "What?" We were able to pay. Not only did she have tickets in one city, she had tickets in another city. We were able to pay all of her debt out of her money.
Because you were helping her to save it.
She never complained again.
That's awesome.
When they come they have no money. When they leave, on an average, they leave with between $5,000 to $7,000 in the bank.
Of their own money.
Of their
They
own
say.
money.
Yeah, that's heavy.
Okay, some go as high as 10 to 15,000 when they stop fighting, and it depends on what they're paying, because we pay off their debt so that they leave going into their own homes debt free with money. See, that's important.
Right.
And the church has the ability to do that.
Right.
I quote, I don't know who said it, but we, the unknowing, led by the Almighty, have done so much with so little for for so long,
Right.
that we are now qualified to do anything with nothing.
Right.
Okay, and that's what the church has. It has the ability to take nothing and build a sustainable institution.
And I like that story because it goes right to the crux of what's in the news. See, a lot of individuals will try to look towards secular responses and deny that the church is actually involved. I mean, we just saw the Attorney General of New York had to step down because of abuse. And whether or not he did it or not, but this is the types of storyline that's going on in domestic violence and the abuse of women.
Yes.
Is in the storyline, but you're saying that you have a tangible response of helping them change their stories around and making it
change it
successful.
around to the point that they never thought they could live like this. Some of them are 30, some of them are in their late 20s,
Right.
and all they've known is live in my car, live in somebody's basement, try to meet this, robbing Peter to pay Paul. They never dreamt that they could have their own and that they could be in charge of their financial.